moving on. This is my last game for the big games. South Carolina is going to Georgia. Pick this to be one of the big games simply because I believe Georgia is one of the best teams in the country. I believe Georgia might be the best team in the country. I think it's important to talk about them in retrospects to the rest of the league. Okay, I do think this team is special. They played last week against a UAB team that I'm very partial to. If you follow me at all, you know my feelings and thoughts on Bill Clark. I respect the hell out of that man. I think he's an unbelievable football coach. He's a great defensive mind. It didn't matter. There was not amount of scheming that they could have done to slow this team down. And this is without JT Daniels. Now, I don't know if JT Daniels is going to play in this game or not. I got no clue. Georgia's not letting on, nor should they probably, but it doesn't matter. That offense did not miss a beat against UAB. I don't know that South Carolina is much different than UAB. This is a tale of two different teams doing two different things. Georgia is trying to win a national championship. South Carolina is trying to get bowl eligible. They're just trying to go 6-6, all right? They're trying to come here to Memphis to play in the Liberty Bowl, okay? That's a win for them. That's a successful season for Shane Beamer. They're on two different trajectories. I like this game, and I wanted to talk about this game for one reason. The ultimate equalizer in what we do in this show at SBR, and you guys watching more than likely, is we bet point spreads, baby. And the point spread is the ultimate equalizer. This mother has gotten up to 31.5. There are big boy football teams playing FCS schools that ain't laying 31.5. Okay? So we got two lines of thought here. There's a world where Kirby can name his number, and if he wants to beat these boys by 31.5, he can. He absolutely can. And then there's another world where Kirby says, let's beat the shit out of them, and then let's get out of here healthy. Does South Carolina have any fight in them at all to slow the game down, to just tick, tick, tick seconds off of the clock, to not allow Georgia to score like this, to play just enough defense, to tackle guys in bounds enough to get the clock to tick down to where you don't get beat by 32? I actually think they do. I think this is way too big of a number. I think if you beat a team by 32, you just wanted to run it up on them. And I don't know that that's Kirby's idea right now. Kirby is dealing with some pretty key injuries. He's lost guys in just practice for the season with ACLs and Achilles, and JT Daniels is out now. There's no reason I'd ever play JT Daniels in this game, even if he is healthy. Now, if he wants to play, you treat it like a preseason game. You get him in there for a couple of series. You let him, make sure he doesn't go 2 to 3 weeks without playing football, and then you get him the hell out. And then you just try to make sure that no key injuries happen if you have the game in hand. Now, let's be careful. A couple of years ago, little old South Carolina, who was one of the worst teams in the East, had Vanderbilt not been there, goes into the hedges and beats Georgia straight up. A year that Georgia's trying to compete for a national title. Is it outside of the realm that South Carolina can give them a fight? No. It would surprise me, but I don't think it's impossible. That's why I take all the points. Even if Kirby wants to kick the shit out of them, he can do that and not cover 32. 31.5 is just too big of a number. I really find matchups like this interesting when I see the point spread just seem to be so spot on. I don't know what the number was before I looked at the spreads. Before I was looking at games, I had no clue how big the number had to be for me to even consider South Carolina. I saw 31 and I thought, well, shit, that's good enough. I'll take it. Look, I'm not opposed to stepping in front of these freight trains of teams. I'm just not. You guys have watched long enough. You know me. I'm not scared to take a dog. Betting dogs is ugly. Betting dogs is hard. Sometimes you just got to hold your nose and swallow. But when they hit and you get to say, I got a ticket and I bet against that team, I bet against that big boy and I wasn't afraid to step in that truck, it's pretty fun. You're holding a plus 31 ticket. You kind of get at least to wait till the middle of the end of the third quarter before you even have to worry, right? I mean, if you're covering 31 in the first half, it's just a bad day all around, and you just chalk it up to a loss. Hope for some garbage time late. Let's move into the rapid fire. I'm going to roll through these. I don't have a whole lot of information. I'm just going to try to go quickly and hit 5 games that I think are worthy of hitting this weekend. I find them interesting.